Pelotonia community, please welcome to the stage cancer survivor, 15-year rider, and Pelotonia CEO, Joe Apgar.
Here we go back. This is the moment. Tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for braving the weather. I know it's not very nice out, but this is the trade that we have decided to make for 72 degrees and sun on ride weekend. So thank you guys for coming out. If you haven't been to Night of Impact before, this is our year-end party. It's to celebrate you. We're going to announce some amazing awards. We're going to announce our fundraising total, the total amount of money that you all have raised this year at the end of this program. But this is a really special night for our entire board, our team, the entire community, just to celebrate your efforts from just throughout the year. I think this year, in a lot of ways, was really remarkable. When you think about the need for funding, the need for science, the need for research, there was not a more important year in our 17-year history than this year to show up, and you guys did that. So give yourselves a round of applause. You're going to hear tonight from two amazing cancer researchers, and I think the really special thing about the work happening at the James at Ohio State is that the work that you all are funding, the work that is happening 3 miles down the road, is impacting people all over the country, all over the globe, and ultimately giving people more time with loved ones. I know there's a number of cancer survivors here tonight. Give them a round of applause. But before we get into that part of the program, I wanted to share a bunch of stats with you. And you saw a lot of stats if you were paying attention to the pre-roll earlier tonight. But there's some really fun stats. So more than 12,000 people participated in Pelotonia this year. We had participants from 12 different countries, which is a lot, and 49 states. And so my request of you tonight is, I know some of you are still full-time remote working employees. One of you is moving to Alaska. I will pay for you to fly in next year, ride weekend, so we can make it 50 states. But that was the only state we were missing this year was Alaska, which is really cool. The age range of riders this year spanned from 14 all the way to 93 years young, which is awesome. And my favorite stat, because we've never had this many cancer survivors participate in a single year. We had 980 cancer survivors participate this year. And as we were thinking about that and reviewing all the stats after Ride Weekend this year, something stuck out about that number. We've been doing this for 17 years now. That survivor number of participants grows every single year, and that is not by accident. That's because research is working. It's because more people are living after a cancer diagnosis, and you guys are making that happen. So almost 1,000 cancer survivors this year is absolutely incredible. We had what we believe, we don't count people on the way in to opening ceremony, but we believe we had a record number of people at opening ceremony. The police tell us they thought we had 20,000 people in the gate because OAR played a hell of a show, and I think it was one of the most fun opening ceremonies we've ever had. So we're going to try to top it next year, but OAR is going to be a tough one to top. We had our third Gravel Day this year. Who did Gravel Day? All right. So one of the things we introduced at the beginning of the year was this trail run, trail hike. We confused ourselves in our office. How do you talk about it? Do you call it a run? If you call it a run, will people show up and hike? If you call it a hike, will the runners show up? It didn't really matter. We just called it a trail run hike. 350 of you showed up. Gravel Day became $1 million event all by itself this year, which is amazing. We had a record number of volunteers. We had 3,100 volunteers participate this year. We which is what makes the Pelotonia experience what it is. We had close to 400 different Peloton teams this year, and I want to give a special shout out. Huntington Bank raised $5 million this year. My last sort of stat is, and I saw some of the pictures up there earlier of the kids riding bikes. So last year, as you know, we launched this Pelotonia Kids program. We had 6 rides. This year, we almost doubled it. We had 11 rides, raised $167,000 for Nationwide Children's Hospital. So there's a couple groups of people I want to thank before we start bringing some other people out here. So we have 16 funding partners, and these are companies, foundations, and a handful of families that underwrite all of our expenses, the cost of the event, our staff, the police, the food, so that every single dollar, every penny of every single dollar goes directly to cancer research. And so I just want to acknowledge and thank our funding partners. So round of applause for our funding partners. Our board of directors, many of whom are here tonight, they challenge us beyond belief sometimes. They're an amazing group of leaders. We're so thankful for them. Our staff, we have 20 incredible full-time staff. They are probably running around here somewhere, putting out fires, but they show up every single day to deliver an experience to all of you that we want to be proud of, that we think we put together, I think, one of the best experiences in the country for our community, and this staff works tirelessly. It is the best team I've ever been on in my entire career, and I'm so proud to show up to work every day with them. So round of applause for our staff. And then last, but certainly not least, and I think in a lot of ways really first, is a show of hands for all of our medical professionals. And so nurses, admin staff, researchers, physicians, a lot of you are here tonight. You guys are the ones dedicating your careers, your lives to keeping us healthy, taking care of us when we're sick, pushing forward science for new treatments and prevention. And you guys are the real heroes of our community, not just the Pelotonia community. You guys are the heroes of our entire community that we live in. And we don't get to be here. We don't get to do things. We don't get to live an amazing life without our healthcare professionals. And so, big round of applause for them. Thank you. So earlier this year in May, we added a very special healthcare professional to this Pelotonia community, and she was the former director of the National Cancer Institute. And one of the reasons she came to be the CEO of the James at Ohio State is because of this community and the support that Pelotonia brings. She got to experience Ride Weekend for the first time this year, and so please give a very warm and very loud welcome to Dr. Kim Rathmel.
Wow. Thank you. I tell people every day that it is a privilege to be here. I have never, and I've been a cancer researcher for many, many years, felt the power of what a community can do to really make a difference for cancer. So thank you. So, as you heard, the experience of Pelotonia was something I had heard about, didn't know much about, but learned a lot about even on my first days coming to Columbus and learning what this community has to offer. Literally, in my first Uber ride from the airport, I rode with a rider who told me that the James was something that was really special. I cannot tell you how much that means to know that the community knows how important it is to really be supporting cancer and cancer research. So now I'm 6 months in. I'm half of a Pelotonia cycle in, and it has been an incredible experience to see from through the summer, the development of the teams, the practice rides, the amazing experience of Ride Weekend, the days leading up, but the ride itself, hearing from people who are survivors, people who are riding for loved ones, people who are riding because they know that it matters. It really meant so much to me. And then to see that it didn't finish that day. It just kept going. And then there was Gravel Day. And people talk about Pelotonia throughout all of this time is really, truly incredible. So when I think about why is this important for the James? The James is one of the premier cancer research hospitals in the country. We have phenomenal scientists, and I'm going to tell you about a few of them in just a minute. We have tremendous doctors, and we have a team that really, really cares about the patients who come through our doors. One of the things that has actually been the most meaningful to me is how many times I talk to people and I say, tell me about your experience at the James. What was it like? What did it mean to you? And what I hear is a message of, at the James, they really take care of you like a family. They really want the very, very best for you. And that includes research. It includes that personalized level of care. That is a secret thing I can't make happen. And so it makes me so proud to be here and to be able to work at the James and work with this incredible community that brings it all together. When I look at where we're going to be going in the future, this is a community of scientists and doctors and team members who really value leaning into curiosity, who also really value the community that they support, and who are very passionate about bringing up the next generation and developing early career people. So when you think about how does Pelotonia make a big difference for us, I thought I'd just give you some nuts and bolts. The way you make a big difference for cancer is you have to start with foundation. You have to understand how cancer works, what makes it tick. That really basic science we are not done with yet. Every time we peel back the layer, there is more. And so you have to really understand it to be able to tackle it. So that's basic science. Then we have to take that basic understanding and be able to get it to patients. We call that translation, translational science. Also absolutely critical. And then to really make a difference for patients is we have to do clinical research. We have to work within the space of where the patient is receiving their care or where we're interacting with patients, and that's called clinical research. To do all of that, you need people. And so I'm going to give you 4 vignettes of where Pelotonia, your dollars that you raise on your bicycles, makes that all possible. I'll actually start with the end, which is the people. So Pelotonia dollars, they help us support young people who we want to get interested in cancer research. The Pelotonia Scholars, kids in high school, in college, and medical school, and getting them excited about cancer research and ready to take on a career that way. It also allows us to recruit some of the best and brightest from around the country to join us on this journey. So people is a big part of it. So now we're going to talk science. So some real basic science. We'll start there. I want to tell you about one story that was funded with Pelotonia dollars, which looked at how the immune system works to tackle cancer. So it's become very commonplace to use immunotherapy to take on cancer. When it works, it's amazing. This is a new treatment in the last 15 years, and when it came, it blew our minds to see cancers really just shrink away, go away, and sometimes be cured with a relatively less toxic therapy that just turns your immune system on. But it doesn't work all the time. We all know that. It doesn't work nearly enough, and it doesn't work nearly enough because those immune cells, they're called T cells, they're just like hard workers anywhere. They get exhausted. And so we know that exhausted cells won't work with our immunotherapy. So we have to go to the basics. Why aren't they working? What's the problem? And so a group showed why they're exhausted. It's because of an interesting buildup of proteins that's clogging them up. and showed that they can make them unexhausted because they understood the process that was getting them there in the first place. That's Dr. Zihai Li, and I want to make sure I give everybody good credit, Zihai Li and Yi Wang, as well as many other members of the Pelotanya Institute for Immuno-Oncology in a really landmark publication. That work will change the way that we think about immunotherapy. So, let's talk about translation for just a minute. There's lots of work to try to get those basic ideas and take them to a place where we can understand how they work in the patient. I'm going to talk about the work for a minute of Dr. Arya Roy. So she's looking at lobular breast cancer. That's a subtype of breast cancer that has been really vexing us for many, many years. It's hard to really define, and it's really hard to predict which ones are going to be problematic and how to predict that for the future. She leaned in to artificial intelligence and found a way to take lobular breast cancer and put it into very clear categories so that we can know how best to treat those patients. Really effective, really game-changing. And then the last one is in the area of clinical research. So Dr. Soma Krishna. So this is a really fascinating study, also in the area of breast cancer. But when we think about how do we have the best outcomes for breast cancer, you know, it's the chemotherapy treatments, the immunotherapy, but we also have to get people to the best outcome for their life afterwards. A big problem after breast cancer, after mastectomy or radiation therapy to the chest, is lymphedema. So swelling in the arm that can be so troublesome that it can be constantly painful or can really limit the use of an arm. That's a problem. That's a huge problem and a real limiter to quality of life. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so certainly we hope that everything's all right, and really, you know, again, this community rallies about everybody who needs them, and that's what we're here to do. So that's not actually how I was going to end it today, but I'm going to sign off by saying, you know, this is a community that really cares. Your momentum means everything to us, and your energy and your passion, it really fuels the advances for cancer. So thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, Kim. Round of applause. We're so happy you're here in Columbus and sort of chose to continue your career here, and I can't wait to see the impact you're going to have. So next up, I'm going to bring onto the stage, if you have ever visited our office or if you've been to a Pelotanya event in the last year, you have heard this guy's voice, you have seen him jumping up and down. He is our biggest cheerleader. He makes everything fun. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Brandon Simpacco.
Thank you for the lovely bouquet. I'm married to the hustle, and now I know the life of a showgirl, babe. And I'll never know another pain hidden by the lipstick and lace. Sequins are forever, and now I know the life of
It's Taylor Swift. I had to dance a little bit, right, guys? Pelotanya community, how are we feeling tonight? You already know the drill. I'm gonna ask for a little bit more energy, so if you're feeling good tonight, Pelotanya community, make some noise right now. And I'm gonna ask one more time. There's a bunch of people in this room together. We're not strangers. So I want you to turn to your right and your left and introduce yourself and say hello to someone and welcome them to Pelotanya Night of Impact. Hi, my name's Brandon, by the way. Okay. Now that we're all friends, we're gonna get to why I'm really up here. Each year, guys, we honor individuals who have gone above and beyond in their support of accelerating innovative cancer research with the annual Pelotanya Awards. They are champions in the fight against cancer, embodying relentless commitment to our grassroots movement. Their personal journeys are inspiring, and their contributions really deserve to be celebrated. Tonight, there are 8 Pelotanya Awards, including 2 new categories. You heard that. 2 new categories. Everyone say ooh and ah. Ooh, ah. It could be you winning an award tonight. You might not know. 2 new awards. As I announce the awardees, we invite each person to come to the stage to receive their award and take a photo with the Joe Apgar and the Dr. Kim Rathmel. Give a round of applause, guys. A little louder, guys. Come on, a little bit louder. That's the kind of energy I'm looking for tonight. So please join me in celebrating their impact tonight. Let's start by recognizing the very first award, the First Year Rider Award, which celebrates a new member of the Pelotonia community who brings energy, excitement, and passion to recruitment, fundraising, and participation in their first year as a rider. So I'm gonna ask for some participation, guys. The First Year Rider Award for 2025 goes to, give me a drum roll, guys. No, I need a bigger drum roll than that. The First Year Rider Award for 2025 goes to Leah Frost. On the very first day that Leah Frost was cleared to exercise after brain surgery, Leah chose to celebrate by riding in Pelotonia. Leah rode 24 miles with Team Cardinal Health and raised, hear it now guys, more than $10,000. Turning her personal triumph truly into a message of hope for all of us. Join me in congratulating Leah Frost. Next, we're gonna celebrate the Pelotonia Volunteer of the Year, which recognizes a volunteer whose unselfish and dedicated service has made a significant difference in the Pelotonia community, demonstrating a model of commitment to our mission. This year's Volunteer of the Year award goes to, give me a drum roll, guys, give me a big drum roll, find a table. Our volunteer meteorologist team, Dr. Jay Hobgood and Dr. Rachel Mauk. Jay and Rachel have used their meteorology expertise to keep our riders safe through every weather forecast, from navigating the heat to the storms. So they predicted that amazing weather this year that all of us got to ride in. Let's give a big round of applause for that. Our events could truly not be possible without their watchful eyes. Congratulations, Dr. Jay and Rachel. Big round of applause, guys. Kind of exciting, right? You didn't know they existed. This is kind of a big deal. Now you know. Now you know. The next Pelotonia Award is the Mary Hyatt Courage Award, which recognizes a cancer survivor who embodies courage, perseverance, and grit, and has been instrumental in advancing the Pelotonia mission through grassroots activism, leadership, fundraising, and volunteerism. This year, we are so incredibly honored to present this award to 2 cancer survivors. Really big deal. Big round of applause for that one, guys. The first Mary Hyatt Courage Award goes to, drum roll guys, nice and loud. I might cry, I'm sorry. Gordon Hecker! Come on, guys, get loud for Gordon Hecker. Just days before Pelotonia 2024, Gordon was diagnosed with cancer, but he never, ever wavered in his commitment to ride and inspire others to join our mission. Now, in remission, Gordon continues to lead with purpose, motivating riders around the world, not just here, around the world, to join in the mission of ending cancer. It is my greatest honor and all of our honor to congratulate you, and join me, guys, congratulating Gordon Hecker, our Mary Hyatt Courage Award winner. There we go, buddy, there we go. One goal, there we go. Jersey looks pretty good. Jersey looks really good. Okay, guys, and the second Mary Hyatt Courage Award winner of the evening goes to, I need a drum roll, guys. Everyone up there, get loud. Big old drum, let's get excited. Brandon Rader. Diagnosed with cancer in 5th grade, Brandon turned his cancer journey into a mission to help others. Now 3 years cancer-free. I'm gonna say it again. Now 3 years cancer-free at 15 years old and already taller than me. Good times. Brandon completed his first ever 100-mile route. He also completed that ride alongside his dad, showcasing bravery as a young cancer survivor and second-year rider. Give him a round of applause, guys. Congratulations, Brandon. I don't know if you know, but I think that's a really great name. I don't know why. Brandon sounds fantastic. Congratulations, Brandon. Okay, next, guys, is the Pelotonia Legacy Award, which recognizes, oh, I love that. Over there, say it a little louder. Pelotonia Legacy Award. I see you guys over there. I see you. The Pelotonia Legacy Award recognizes an individual who has participated for 10 years or more and has exhibited unparalleled leadership and passion for the Pelotonia mission. This winner, I'm sure you've seen on the route, and this year's Pelotonia Legacy Award goes to none other than Dwight Hurd. Come on, guys, get a little louder for Dwight. Come on, guys, get a little louder. At just 93 years young, Dwight is Pelotonia's most handsome, oldest rider, and a living symbol of resilience and hope. He also beat me this year on the route. A cancer survivor whose life was saved by research at the James, Dwight has been a Pelotonia rider for more than a decade. Congratulations and thank you for all you've done for Pelotonia throughout the years, Dwight. We are so grateful for you and so glad to honor you tonight. Please, guys, join me in honoring Dwight Hurd, Pelotonia Legacy Award winner. Dwight Hurd, Dwight Hurd. Dwight Hurd, I love it. Got a little emotional there, I'm sorry. The next Pelotonia Award is a new category. We practiced this earlier. What do you do when I say new category? Perfect, I love it. This award is the Pelotonia Kid of the Year Award, which celebrates a Pelotonia kids rider whose spirit, enthusiasm, and commitment inspire the entire community and showcase the power of the next generation in furthering our mission. Our first ever, I'm gonna need you to get loud, guys, our first ever Pelotonia Kid of the Year Award goes to, you know the drill, guys, drum roll, Nolan Wentz. Nine-year-old Nolan, I'm gonna say it again, 9-year-old Nolan has been fighting brain cancer for 5 years, even participating in a Pelotonia-funded clinical trial at Nationwide Children's Hospital in 2024. Nolan chooses to use his cancer journey as motivation. He raised funds through Team Huntington Pelotonia Kids Ride with the hope that he can help other children who are also fighting cancer. Please join me, everyone, Pelotonia community, in a huge round of applause for Nolan Wentz. We have another new category, and this is the Community of the Year Award, which recognizes a local community that has gone above and beyond in its support of Pelotonia. The inaugural Community of the Year Award goes to the Village of Granville! I was talking to them backstage and they said, it truly takes a village to end cancer. The Village of Granville has become an iconic part of Ride Weekend for many. Countless spectators line its downtown, and every special detail is powered by the people and Village of Granville. From local organizations like the Kiwanis to the village staff, police department, and Granville schools, Granville comes together to make rider experience truly unforgettable. In addition, 2 of the original Pelotonia Kids rides, Spokes Kids and Spokes Kids Junior, were started in Granville long before we launched the kids program last year. I see you, I see you, I see you back over there. Representatives from the Village of Granville administration and the Team Granville Peloton are accepting the award on stage tonight. So guys, please join me in congratulating the Village of Granville, the 2025 Community of the Year. Also, check out that shirt. It's amazing. I literally want this shirt. Okay, guys, last award. We are honored to recognize this year's Pelotonia Funded Researcher of the Year, which celebrates the incredible achievements of a Pelotonia-funded researcher at the Ohio State Comprehensive Cancer Center. It highlights the importance of career research funding and underscores the transformative impact of the Pelotonia community's support on the work of researchers and the lives of cancer patients everywhere. So please, join me in celebrating, truly celebrating, I'm gonna need you to get really loud, guys, the 2025 Pelotonia Funded Researcher of the Year, Dr. Samik Roy Chowdhury. Come on, guys, a little louder. Let's go. Come on. I just want to say congratulations to all of our 2025 Pelotonia Award winners. And all of you here today. This would not be possible without each and every one of you. So also a huge congratulations and thank you to every single person here tonight, watching on the live stream or at home. Thank you. Now, we'd like to ask Dr. Roy Chowdhury to share some brief remarks about his Pelotonia funded research. A round of applause for our Pelotonia funded researcher of the year, Dr. Samik Roy Chowdhury.
How about this one? Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's really a privilege and an honor to be part of this community. This community is full of magic. And what if I could tell you that as of May 8th in 2025, your magic has no limits. So I'm going to tell you about what that means. This is the night of impact, and this is your impact. So we discovered that a group of patients with pancreatic cancer could benefit from a certain therapy, a smart drug, if they had a certain gene mutation. It turns out that's about 1% of pancreatic cancer. Over the past 10 years, we've met 5 patients who we've treated successfully with this treatment, but our challenge has been, how do we bring this to more patients? We have this expertise at Ohio State in Columbus. We know how to manage this. We know pancreatic cancer experts worldwide who've never seen this in pancreatic cancer. So how do we bring this research and this knowledge and expertise to more patients? And what we've done is assemble a decentralized clinical trial. So a conventional clinical trial would mean that your loved one would have to travel to another city, maybe 2-3 hours away, even to Columbus from outside of Ohio, or even on a plane flight on a weekly basis to be part of a brick and mortar clinical trial with a building where you do everything there. And through the COVID pandemic, we realized and learned that we can actually accomplish a lot remotely. So this clinical trial is a leap forward, not baby steps. This is actually the very first decentralized clinical trial with nationwide reach. There's one small team in Columbus, Ohio, that can see and evaluate patients with this pancreatic cancer in any state, any city, and every zip code. So, thank you. And this would not be possible without you. So this is your impact. There's no limits to what you can do, what we can do together, and we have more to do. And we're going to push the boundaries. So we're so grateful that our very first patient is on the trial. He was diagnosed in July of this summer. He was quite sick. His first treatment with chemotherapy was in the hospital. He was bleeding. He was having diarrhea. Maybe not dinner conversation, sorry. And he learned about the study. We qualified him. And the way a decentralized trial works is that you keep your doctor. So we worked with his oncologist in Minnesota, many miles away. He did his blood work. He did his CAT scans. We did televisits. We qualified him for the trial. We shipped him a therapy in the mail. He's never set foot in Columbus, Ohio. He started the therapy, and before he started treatment, he could barely walk to his own mailbox. And his mailbox is not that far. And today he's running. So that is your impact. This is one clinical trial. What could we do with 50 more clinical trials? There's no limits to what we can do together. And I know Dr. Rathmau has challenged me to go beyond my limits as well. And I want to challenge you too. You know, as a rider, as a volunteer, as a challenger, as a supporter, I've had so much fun being with you. I know many of you in the audience. You've probably purchased some Pelotonia gear from me. I know 180 of you have purchased a Pelotonia water bottle from me. A stainless steel bottle, high flow valve, you'll love it. I'm selling them into next year. I've already started fundraising. But we have no limits. And Joe, if you're looking for the next year's theme, there's no limit to what we can do. So thank you.
Thank you, Samik. It's just a perfect example of the national, the global impact all of you are having. In a minute, we're going to roll a video, but I'd be remiss if I didn't say, let's save the date for next year. So, July 31st, August 1st and 2nd will be Ride Weekend. Gravel Day is TBD because we're competing for dates with an ATV race, and we don't want to compete on roads with ATVs. But we're targeting sort of same weekend as this year, the first weekend of October. Registration's going to open March 4th. And I just want to say something about the fundraising number that you're all about to see. I think in 17 years of Pelotonia, there's been so much money raised. The money is not why we're here. We're here for stories like you just heard from Samik. We're here to save people's lives. We're here to give people more time with loved ones, to have more milestones, to get to that next graduation or the wedding or the birthday or the holiday celebration. And that's what you guys are doing, and that's what you're empowering people to do. And the money is the way that we can do that, and fundraising is the way that we can all contribute to that. So I just want to say thank you. Let's roll this amazing video. Congratulations, everybody, a new all-time record. $29,212,864. You guys did this. This is absolutely incredible. $339 million all-time raised by all of you. Let's have an awesome rest of the night. The DJ is going to come back on. The food and drinks are going to keep flowing. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here, for showing up. We're so grateful for you. Have a great night.